This is the Outsunny two-person tent cot, the all-in-one combo with a cot, a small dome-style tent, an air mattress, a foot pump, and a rolling carry bag. Key features that jump out right away: an elevated sleep platform about 16 inches off the ground, a steel cot frame with 600D Oxford fabric, a 190T polyester taffeta canopy with mesh panels, and a listed 352-pound weight limit for two. The assembled footprint is about 76 by 57 inches, with the cot platform around 53.5 inches wide. The whole kit weighs about 45 pounds, and the packed length is roughly the size of a large duffel. If you're looking at this, make sure you're looking at the tent cot combo and not the separate folding cot Outsunny also sells. They're totally different products. The cot base looks and feels like the strongest part of the system. The steel frame is burly. The 600D Oxford fabric is thick and confidence-inspiring, and there are no crossbars running under your back, which is a big deal for comfort. The tent canopy, on the other hand, is 190T taffeta. If you're new to fabric terms, 190T taffeta is a thin, basic polyester that prioritizes low cost over weather protection. It has that slick, light, almost crinkly feel, and, in my opinion, it lacks the robust coating you'd expect on a shelter you'd trust in rain. The pole story is a little messy across listings. Some specs say aluminum, but owner photos and documentation on this combo point to fiberglass poles that feed into a plastic top hub. Fiberglass is stiff and can be brittle. It's less forgiving than aluminum when you're forcing a tight setup. The plastic hub at the apex is the weak spot most folks talk about. Zippers feel light-duty, and the carry bag is big, with small wheels that help on smooth surfaces, but not so much on gravel or dirt paths. From my experience with elevated tent cot systems and combing through a lot of owner feedback on this exact model, here's what actually matters once you start using it. The weight is real. At 45.1 pounds, this is a car camping item. It's not a backpacking shelter, no matter what the tag says. The packed length, around 38 to 40 inches, makes it awkward to carry very far, even with the bag wheels. Setup has a learning curve. Expect about 20 to 30 minutes the first time because the instructions are vague. The fabric sleeves can be tight, and the structure depends on everything lining up just so. Once you've done it a few times, it gets quicker, but the initial go can be frustrating. The top connector is the part that makes me nervous. A lot of users report that the plastic hub cracks or even snaps under tension. And some say that happened in calm weather. That lines up with how much preload these fiberglass poles put on the hub. If the hub fails, the tent loses its shape fast. On the ground, the cot is the star. The height keeps you off cold, wet soil and away from rocks and crawly bugs. No crossbars under your back means the platform itself is comfortable. The included air mattress is where things go south. Many owners say it won't hold air long, and even when it does, an air mattress over open air can feel chilly because air moves under you and pulls heat away from your body. Swapping to a foam pad or self-inflating pad makes a huge difference in warmth and reliability. Sizing is where expectations and reality split. The outside length is 76 inches, but the usable sleep length inside the tent is closer to 72 inches because of the sloped ends and the way the fabric meets the frame. If you're near 6 feet tall, expect toe or head contact with the walls, especially with a pillow. The width at 53.5 inches is just over a full-size mattress, which can work for two smaller sleepers. But with the 352-pound body cap and limited headroom, it's tight. There's one door, a couple of mesh windows, and decent bug protection. There's no vestibule to stash gear inside the shelter footprint, so most of your stuff will live outside or at your feet. Weather performance is where you need to be honest about your use case. The canopy fabric is light, the seams aren't heavily protected, and there's no true, separate rainfly that drapes well beyond the edge of the cot. In my opinion, it's not waterproof in real-world rain. Owners regularly report leaks in showers and even dampness from morning dew. The design also lets water run down the canopy and onto the cot deck because the fly doesn't extend far past the platform. If you plan to use this in wet weather, you'll need a large tarp pitched over the entire unit, which adds complexity and setup time. The frame wants level ground. If your site isn't flat, weight distribution gets weird and the legs can rock. Stakes and guy lines help a little for stabilization. But remember, the cot is a freestanding, elevated rectangle. It's not as forgiving as a tent sitting on the ground. From my experience, The cot base is genuinely good. The fabric is tough. The height is great for airflow and critter control, and sleeping without crossbars is just better. I also like that the pieces are modular. You can use the cot alone on a deck or in a screen shelter, and that works really well for dry summer nights. Bug protection is solid thanks to full mesh and zipper closures. It's perfect for car campers who want to be off the ground in mild, dry conditions. And for folks who want a quick nap setup without dealing with a full tent, if you pair the cot platform with your own insulated pad and a small tarp, it becomes a comfortable single-person bunk with room for a duffel beside you. I'd recommend this for someone under 6 feet tall who camps near the car in fair weather and values the elevated feel and the sturdy cot fabric more than they care about interior volume or multi-day storm protection. If you're set on the tent cot idea, consider carrying a spare tarp, aftermarket guy lines, and a better sleep pad. Also, keep in mind that some users upgrade or reinforce the top hub. A metal hub would change the story, but that's not what comes stock. In my opinion, the concept is great, but the execution is split down the middle. The cot base is durable and comfortable. The tent portion is the weak link because of the thin canopy, the plastic hub, and the lack of a proper rainfly. The weight and bulk mean this lives in the car camping lane, not backpacking. If you need a reliable shelter for varied weather, a standard waterproof dome tent plus a separate cot is more versatile, roomier, and easier to trust when clouds show up. If you love the elevated idea and camp in dry climates, use the cot with your own pad and treat the tent canopy as light bug screening rather than your primary rain defense. I will share detailed information about the Outsunny 2-person tent cot in the comments section. Everyone, thank you for watching.